Alright guys, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back to the channel. So the other day I reviewed I did a first impression video on the Red PR5000 and why I sold the Rogue RML-3 to purchase this rack right here. And I've been absolutely in love with it and impressed by the rack itself. Now I've been getting a lot of questions on the assembly and what tools I use to assemble since the bolts are really big. So that's what I'm going to be going over today. All of the tools are going to be linked in the description below. So make sure to check that out if you are looking to purchase some tools as well. So my first mistake was to use a small wrench like this. This one only extends so far and it does not fit the bolts on the PR5000 V2. This is an 8-inch, it says, wrench. So that is a little bit too small. So what I decided to do, and it's a lot easier with two people. If you can get two people, it would be much easier, but you can possibly do it solo. This one right here, it's from Vice Grip 7WR. That's what it says there. 7WR, Vice Grip, and then it says 6. So this tool is nice because you can get it as big as you want with this little knob right here. And so you can either tighten it or loosen it up. So on one side of the bolt, you could pretty much have this tightened on it. And I'll show you guys an example here in a second. But on one side, you got to tighten it with this tool. And then on the other side, I pretty much use this right here. This thing is humongous. And this, if you could have two of these, this would be ideal because this was a lot easier and much more stable. You pretty much adjust it with this. So you can make it as big as you want or as tight as you want. So this says 11 inches right here. Let me go ahead and move out the way so it can focus. Right on the end, you can see 11 inches. And this is from Diamond Duluth. I guess it's called Diamond Cog Horseshoe. What? I'm not familiar with any of these tools, but you know, they were in the toolbox and they worked out. So let me show you guys how I assembled this. All right, so the first tool I tried to use was this one right here, which is the 8-inch wrench. And even if I get it to as big as it can go, so it can't get any bigger than that, it does not fit around the bolt or the screw. And so, and even on the bolt on the other side, it doesn't fit either. So what I did was I got this thing right here and I tightened it up by tightening the knob at the end. And then from there, you pretty much, let me back this up a little bit. You pretty much hold it down, and you could hold this with one hand. And then on the other side, let me go ahead and switch the camera. So on the other side, you can pretty much get this wrench in there. And if it's a tight space like this, for example, you could always turn it sideways and then you just tighten it up. And then after you tighten it up, you obviously got to hold one side nice and tight, and then the other side you could twist. And so what I did is I held this side on the right side, this hand over here, held this one, and this one was pretty much just tightening the screws. Now this is really tight, so I can't move it, but pretty much it would work in any direction. And then you just loosen it up and you let this one, the other one, go as well, and then that bolt should be good. Now there's 2 bolts per each upright. So per each side of the upright, I should say. So 2 bolts, and then on the other side there's going to be 2 bolts over here, or it's 2 screws over here as well. And then on the top there's 2 on each side. So in total there's 2, 4, 6, 8. So there's 8 screws and bolts that you have to pretty much put in. And then you have to think about the pull-up bar as well. There's 2 on each side, so that's an additional 4. And then for the logo, there's 2 as well. Hope you guys can see that on each side. So that's an additional 4. And that's all the bolts that you need. Now, this was a challenge to get bolted in, and I'd highly recommend, if you can get 2 to 3 people, it would make it so much easier. But if you got to do it solo, I'm going to show you guys a time lapse of how I did it. We pretty much propped it up on a bench, and then we screwed in one side, and then we lifted it up, put it upright, and then we had another person holding the other side, the other two uprights, and then I went ahead and bolted the other side of the nameplate or whatever it's called to the last two uprights, and then that pretty much finished the assembly. So it's a really easy assembly, and I'll link in the description also Rep's website on how to assemble it. It pretty much tells you exactly where to put the screws and the bolts and all that good stuff. So if you guys don't know, also you have a washer. I don't know why I'm doing it all the way up top. You have a washer on, in terms of the assembly order. So it comes with this big ring that goes first pretty much, and then a washer comes right after that, and then on the other side there's the washer and then the bolt, and that is it. So make sure you get the right order, and make sure you don't forget any screws, or sorry, any washers or anything like that. And yeah, that is it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, there's a multi-tool that Rep suggested. It's like 25 bucks, I think they said. So I'll link that in the description below as well. It might be easier to assemble with the multi-tool, but the wrenches that I used worked well for me. And if you have any other projects with big bolts, those would come in pretty handy as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Drop a like if this helped you out, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. And inshallah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.